What's up, my writing weirdos? It's alive! Alive! I'm alive! Check it out. I'm so excited. Hey, writing weirdos, it has been a hot minute. But Sako Toomey and I are here tonight to write this damn book, even though I've had to take like practically 2 months off. This just goes to show you that life happens to every writer, no matter how well planned out it is, no matter how enthusiastic you are about projects, no matter what's going on in life happens. And writing gets put on hold.
Yeah, as Caro puts it, like if you're gonna be productive, just like plan to be sick. Just like plan to like life to get in the way. Just
yeah. It was like, and the thing is that what was crazy about it is that I was feeling amazing. Like coming out of Camp Nano, I was like, I am doing great. I'm usually burned out at least, or even going through like a low cycle of depression or something like that afterwards. And I was like, I feel actually really energized. It's probably the project with Sako that's got me like extra going. And I was
I'm
like,
pretty psyched too.
Yeah, I was like, I'm super excited about it. And then I literally, like, in the span of half a day, went from like not to like high on life to like totally just crashed out, couldn't even get out of bed, etc. So we got it all taken care of though, and it's all good, and I got a clean bill of health, and I'm feeling pretty good. So that's all good. And for those of you who've been following me on social media and stuff like that since I've been absent from YouTube, no worries about the whole career thing and that job that I posted about falling through, because I actually have landed something else that might be even better than what I thought in the first place. It just was a whole lot of 2 weeks of, holy shit, I gotta like fill in the gap, and I don't know when things are gonna pick back up now. So I am so happy to see all of you here tonight. It is so nice to see you. Hey, Melanie. And okay, Weird is in the house. I like how excited everybody is. Everybody's just like, she's not dead. It's great. And yes, we have to mention your book, Sako. So why don't you go ahead and do your introduction and tell us about your new book.
Oh my goodness. Howdy, howlers. It's Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voight. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine these three things. I wrote a book, and it went on sale yesterday. It's a cyberpunk Mage the Ascension thriller, and I don't know what else to say about it other than it's only available on Storyteller's Vault.
Okay, that is all good things to know. And you can find her on her YouTube channel. She is Sako Toomey. And you can find her all over social media and all of her stuff like that. And I will be good at some point and update it later in the description down below. But admittedly, I have nothing in the description below because I made the link for this really late last night as I was preparing to get up really early this morning to go to the new job. So that was all kind of crazy. Good to see everybody here. Debbie, good to see you as always. I always love your avatar. It's just the shock of purple hair, and like the face is so clean, and the animated, it's just really cool. So yeah. Hey Bonnie, good to see you. And let me see who else we got. Sarah Keefe is in the house. Yes, Yaza, I am feeling much better, on top of the world. So thank you so much. I am so happy to be back. Hey, Autumn, good to see you. I missed you too. I missed everybody. Shelby, everybody. Like, I haven't even been watching as many of the streams. Like, I didn't even have the energy to do that. I was just like sleeping 20 hours a day, and I'd be awake for like at best 4 hours. And those 4 hours weren't even consecutive. They were just like, I'd be awake for an hour and then I'd pass back out again. But the good thing is that, it's so for anybody that was worried, because I did get quite a few messages, and I didn't get a chance to respond to everybody I know. It was not COVID, so don't have to worry about that, but it was something that I had to like tackle right away, or else it was going to be really bad. So, thank you, Bonnie. You. Okay, so we are probably going to have a bit of a short stream tonight because mostly Sako and I just have to get caught back up with each other. She was absolutely amazing and like jumped in and went ahead and did the streams just to keep going with the brainstorming process and the outlining process when I wasn't able to make it. So thank you, Melanie. I appreciate that. I am super excited about it.
Also, can I shout out to Sarah Keefe at the moment? Because about a week ago, maybe two, she released a book. She released a steampunk book set in Japan.
Oh, awesome.
And it's really good.
Awesome. Sarah, you should totally drop it in the comments. Tell us the name of it and where people can find it. Because we want people to find it. Want people to find everybody's stuff. So the one thing that I did do while I was sick was I ordered a bunch of people's books and ordered a bunch of people's stuff. I didn't start reading any of it yet, but you know, I will get there. I will get there. See, Sarah's all like, yay. See, we love each other. We're all like all about promoting each other. And that's what I missed most. I think while I was not on AuthorTube and not on YouTube in general, was I missed like everybody's shout outs and everybody remembering everybody else's little milestones and things like that.
Widow's Weeds. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Widow's Weeds. Motosoyo, I know I just butchered that, but Motosu Mystery. And it's available on Amazon in ebook and paperback. Everybody, rush out to get it.
Go get it.
Open a new tab. You can do it. All right, and I got to put that on my list. I will do that right now. Let's see. Let's go out to Amazon, and it's gonna go on my first paycheck. My first paycheck buys. My Wi-Fi is a little weird and out. Has been, or maybe it's whatever computer technical issues I was having earlier.
Yeah, Steam for Mac is buggy as hell.
Yeah, and my Steam runs constantly in the background. Oh, Sarah, loving this cover art. Let me do some sharing here. Let me do some sharing. Give me a second.
And the book and the writing lives up to the cover.
Let's see if I can't get this doing. Here we go. So here is Miss Sarah's new book that just came out a week ago. If I can get it to like
load.
So lovely. Check it out, everybody. Okay, so I gotta go put it on my books list. And it will be the whole, because I actually, believe it or not, I'm a very responsible reader, and I actually give myself an allowance, and I never go over my allowance.
That's better than me.
I just had to learn, I just had to learn that I was like making myself go broke. Basically,
going broke, saving money. Yeah,
going broke, saving money. Exactly. And so so I set myself like X amount of dollars based on whatever my budget is, and then I just don't go over it. It helps that I do a lot of reading on Kindle, so I can get more. Usually, I can get more. But not always. But I'm old school. I like to read a book, and I like to have books, especially books of my friends and acquaintances, and like people that I meet at cons or stuff like that. Absolutely. So, all right.
Small press. Woo!
Yeah. Hey, Wendy, good to see you. It's VC. Yeah, that's going to be like. I think for like the next like couple of weeks, anytime I stream or anytime I do anything, people's gonna be like, holy crap. So I'm slowly easing back into the streaming schedule and everything with my new work schedule. I'm not going to be able to do my Friday streams anymore, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is kind of spend the next couple of weeks figuring out what my schedule looks like and how crazy it is and how much time I get to see my husband and when I do and don't and whatever. So I will be streaming again at some point, other than when Sako and I stream on Monday evenings. I just don't know when that is yet. Let's see.
We wait with bated breath.
Yes. It'll be one of those, hey, holy crap, she's back kind of a thing. Yeah, book budgets are so important. And I have to set myself a book budget because my partner, he has to set himself whatever his hobbies are, budget. And that's the way we balance out. Of course, his hobbies are way more expensive than mine, but whatever. Looks like Melanie got the ebook version already of Widow's Weeds, but gonna buy the paperback along with Sako's Hope's Chest. Yay! Because hashtag priorities. You gotta do what you gotta do. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. I mean, I was off work and I was like, my priorities right now are to entertain me once I finally have energy. And then the whole no job thing. And I was like, all my books put on hold, everything I was going to buy put on hold, kind of a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So now that we got that taken care of. Oh, and I wanted to give a brief shout out because September 8th, Savvy of Savvy Writes Books came out with a new book, Savvy Business Owner, and you all should check it out as well. I'm on the street team for that, and I've been horrible because I was so sick. I didn't have any time to do anything or any energy to do anything. So, but I at least wanted to give it a shout out. Okay, so let's get kind of caught up. So I went through and read through everything that you did on the streams that I wasn't able to be on. And I mean, I don't really have any questions about where we're at.
Okay, good, because I do. I need to read everything.
I mean, I have a few but I don't have any this is unclear or I don't see where this is maybe going kind of a thing.
Okay, so, but you have a couple of concerns. Is there
no, nothing like that. Just a few, I can't even say that they're questions really. It's just, it's me going, okay, so this happens and then this happens and then we do this and then we do this. And I'm just like, okay, I'm pretty sure I know where I'm at. As we're going through it tonight, though, I may be like, oh, crap, that's not what I remember or thought or,
Oh, yeah. The second outline that we did, that I did, that we did.
That you did.
I did.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I can't even remember. I can't remember. So, let me see here.
Oh, I never did the Sako method outline.
Yes, because you got here and maybe Sako method outline, and then we jumped. Looks like you jumped into Iris and Kyler, and just fleshing out the clairvoyant and and Iris's profile.
And the daughter, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's
good.
I'm going to take a peek at the Pinterest real quick.
Good idea. I haven't added anything for a while.
Me either.
So I'm going to go into it too.
Oh, okay.
Everybody watch me while I'm doing it.
All right. That's a great idea. Why don't we both do this?
You gotta see all the fun stuff that came up for me. Come on, give me my boards. Oh, there we go. So how's everybody else doing? You writing?
A lot of writing.
A lot of writing?
Even though I'm technically, I spent this month working on marketing my book.
Mm-hmm.
And I've made it 1/5 of the way through to my goal Like, if I can get 50 copies by the end of the month, I will consider myself a success. Like, if I can do that.
Those are really reasonable goals. Those are really reasonable goals. Okay, so as everybody can see on the screen, Sako and I created this Pinterest board if you've been following along this whole time. And we've just been going back and, back and forth and adding things. This is the only thing that Sako and I work on behind the scenes in the background, not live on stream. And this...
I've been slowly thinking about maybe a playlist, or like an aesthetic, music wise, like auditory sort of aesthetic, but yeah. I'm not sure what like kind of music. Maybe like, I don't know.
So I could definitely see trance music.
Sure. Okay.
I could certainly see that in some aspects, tying in with some of it.
Like witch house or trance house, or
yeah, kind of like that. But I was thinking, I was having like a very hip hop vibe. Like,
oh sure, because of our Latina.
Yeah, I was just, she's younger, she's urban youth, she's. So I was kind of, feeling, but even like maybe not even specifically like American hip hop, but like French and Mexican and Brazilian, and I have a ton of music, like, which Google Music's not a thing anymore. Now it's YouTube Music, but. So I have a ton of like stuff like that on my YouTube Music, but yeah. So it looks like Debbie is halfway done with their current chapter of their comic, which is cool. Shelby's been querying and working on a new writing project. New writing projects, they're the best. Right now, just playing with tarot cards because got a new deck.
I got a new deck too. Yay!
Yay! I haven't had a deck in ages. Something I need to get one. I just haven't found one that like I really want, like
I found a bunch. It was more so I had a whole bunch that I really wanted, and then I came into money and I was like, I'm gonna get all the decks.
Mine. Yeah, no, I totally get how that is. And Shelby, wait, I already did Shelby's and it jumped on me. There we go. And Melanie is halfway done revising first book in the YA Dark Fantasy series. Hope to be finished by the end of the month and get beta readers in August.
In October. Well, yeah.
Or in October, yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Tick, tick, tick. You can get it.
It's ticking down. Yeah. I didn't even think about that, Melanie. And it's the oh, there we go. Crow Tarot.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Always love those little birdies.
Unless you're in Ireland and they're
monstrous.
And they flock and they're like seagulls. They're everywhere.
Yes, they are. They're crazy big in Indiana too, which is where I'm from. Like for some reason in Indiana and Illinois, they are like the size of most void cats.
So they're like ravens.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, it's absolutely nuts. I mean, they're gorgeous. They're magnificently beautiful. But it's just like, holy crap, what are we feeding these creatures? Are they drinking like steroid water or something? I don't even know, kind of a thing. You see, Yaza's not been working on any fiction because Nano coming up. Brandon's just going, save it for Nano, save it for Nano. I love that. Yeah, it's kind of like just storing up crap at this point. Moon Bunny Creative, hey, thanks. I am so happy to be back.
This is Sage. Yeah, this is actually.
This is Sage. Yes, I did get to see you guys like working on
the branding stuff.
The branding stuff, and so I didn't catch all of it, but I caught the whole Moon Bunny, and I was like, yes. So I love it. And the logo and everything is great.
I thank you.
So, I always love I always, I always love to see people just, getting down with their marketing selves and doing stuff like that. So
I inspired a lot of people to start taking their brand seriously, and they've been like tagging me on Instagram and stuff. Oh my gosh, it warms my heart.
I know, isn't it right? It's like gets the cockles of your heart, and you're like,
I'm like, this is why I do what I do. Like,
yeah.
To inspire others to start taking themselves a little more seriously. Like, yeah, it's good stuff.
I agree. Sarah finished the second draft of second book over the weekend and sent it to the betas today, taking a little bit of a break. That's a good idea before jumping into Preptober. Yep. So okay. So let me try that again. So I am actually not going to do my original project during Nano like I had planned, which is my second draft of my third book in the paranormal mystery series. I am going to work on it a little bit, but I'm just going to make yours and my project, Project Flambeau, like my
prominent.
Yeah,
that's on the front burner.
Yeah, pretty much. That's going to be my front burner, and then the other one's just going to be as I work on it.
I'm going to be in the same boat. I'm going to be in the same boat with my Anchor series, and then working on Flambeau. I think Flambeau is going to come first, especially if we're doing like the schedule that we had anticipated.
Yes.
Then I'll just I would just as soon get Flambeau out of the way as soon in the day as possible, and then however I work on Red Sigil is how I work on it, or Sanguine Sigil.
Yeah, so this is, what Sako's talking about, where we were talking about, possibly live streaming daily. And
I don't know, is that going to be a thing now with the new gig?
I'm not sure because of the new gig.
I can probably hold down the fort because I assume you're still going to be able to like put in your word count for the day and stuff like that. Maybe.
Oh yeah, no, my word count for the day should be fine. 1,000 words a day is, unless I have some severe writer's block for some reason, 1,000 words a day is pretty easy stuff for me. So it's whether or not I'll have the actual time to be able to write and stream, and it works with your schedule at the same time. Right. It's because sometimes with yours and my time difference, it shouldn't be so much of a problem because I have to be up super early my time,
right?
Before work anyway, just to get ready for work. Mm-hmm. And then, with the time schedule, it shouldn't be like if I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's 8 a.m. for you. So it's not as unreasonable.
That's true.
It's not as, but it might be weird, us syncing up daily.
I think what might end up happening is we take shifts. So like if you want to take like your 5 o'clock in the morning or your late at night thing, like you can, and then I'll like pick something during the day and and just like little 30-minute like sprints, like nothing too crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Just be like, okay, I'm gonna get on and I'm gonna stream for, an hour, and I'm gonna knock out as many words in an hour as I can, in sprints, and let people write and do whatever else they're gonna do at the same time. And so treat it more like a regular live stream than this, what we're doing now, where you and I are.
That's wise, because I feel like there would be an intense amount of pressure like writing and then like writing whatever garbage live stream, like streaming it on screen. Like I don't know.
I mean, I've toyed around with the notion of letting people just watch me physically write it, like watch me tapping the keyboard with the cursor blinking and like watching every word that goes across the screen. I've toyed with that idea. And I know that
out of me.
It's terrifying. It's really terrifying. And I mean, I'm not afraid to write ever, but like that for some reason I'm like it's my little heart going. But it also excites me at the same time.
I've RP'd with people on Google Docs before, like live. Not streaming it, but like we're both on the Google Doc at the same time and we're like writing the same story, responding to each other. And that just watching their words pop up on the screen is like harrowing.
Yeah, it's like so if you don't follow Dick Moonstruck, he that's what he did. When he wrote, you followed exactly as he was writing. And sometimes he would stream for 5 hours and only get 1,000 words.
Yep.
Kind of a thing. But he
still reached like 75,000. Like that was his goal. And I was like,
yeah, it was like I was like blown away. And really when I was going back and like in the live chats and everything, like participating in the live chats and everything, he'd write, he'd swap off, he'd read the comments and chat back and everything, then he'd swap back over and I'm like, I don't know if I could do that or not. I get so
wrapped up in
you guys would just be watching me like talk to myself. I mean,
well, that's the thing. Like whenever I'm doing like branding stuff or art stuff on like my iPad and throwing it up on screen, I feel, or I'm walking through like doing some graphic design work or something, like I feel like it's got to be boring to everyone else because I'm not saying anything. I'm just kind of like while I'm doing my thing, and then at the end, people were like, "That was an amazing stream," and I was like, "Really?"
It's like, really? I do that too. Like with some, like when I'm by myself on some of my live streams, like I've gone back and watched some of my old live streams where I was by myself, which is why I usually have a co-host with me, because I feel like I'm boring as crap and everybody's like, it's an amazing stream, it's like riveting, we love it. And I'm like, I'm sitting there biting my lip for like 15 minutes straight. I don't get it. But I think yeah. But thanks. Apparently I'm riveting. But I think a lot of it is what I think really it is that it's just like it was amazing because we're getting to see that other writers do the exact same thing we do, or other artists do the exact same thing we do. Yeah. Like we just sit there and we're quiet and we mumble to ourselves and we hum little weird things and like we're just strange that way. Yeah, Bonnie and Melanie, I love Pinterest boards. Like I keep a Pinterest board for like every project. Some of them are public and people can see them. Some of them are private, depending on where I'm at in the process. I don't want fans popping on there and expecting, just a board that I've been playing with, and then like they're thinking they're going to get that book in the future or something. Yeah. So sometimes I keep those, like hidden away, but sometimes I also put stuff out there every so often just so fans go, so I saw you created a new board. What's this about? And I'd be like, you have to find out. Yeah. You have to wait and find out. Yeah. Hey, RK, good to see you. I am so happy to be back. Thank you. Yes, it is. Pinterest is very addicting.
I'm looking for an app that will help me make aesthetic boards in like one page that I can like throw up on Instagram. I can throw it in a process book, like because Pinterest boards are hard to throw into a process book.
Yes, I can see that. So I like Wendy is saying that people have weird curiosity for the most mundane things. That's why lifestyle vlogs and mukbangs became so popular in the first place.
Oh, actually, that's a really good point.
Yeah. Melanie, so you can use Canva to do aesthetic pieces, but full aesthetic boards, it would be
tricky.
That would be like you could do small pieces, like small projects, but like a full board would be a little difficult. And then how it would translate over to, I don't know. So I've never tried using Canva. I've done small pieces of stuff, like if I needed 6 images to encapsulate a project. I've done that before.
Yeah.
On Canva, but I've not like done a full.
Kind of like a model card.
Yeah.
But it's like a, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. So
right.
yes. So we have just.
What's our next step? Are we plugging it into a beat sheet, or are we? How close to an actual story are we?
I think we're really close to it. Like, honestly, just going back through everything.
Because if we can start in October.
Yeah, I think we should be able to like the first full week of October, I think we should be able to start. I think so.
That would be really great.
Yeah.
I might not be able to do like 1,000 words a day, but I can at least make a dent.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm going to have to ramp up too. It's like, I've not been writing for the last 2 months now. And so I'm going to have to like ramp up to it.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Then
I just love this. OMG, human trafficking. Found Jerry's daughter enthralled. OMG, demons.
Yeah, I'm here too.
And I love this. Boo, it's full on demon.
Yay, my Christian shit works. Boo, it's full on demon.
Yeah. No problem, Melanie. Yeah, so yeah, it's like going through some of this. I'm just like, when I was reading through it, I was just like, I love the way she writes things. It's kind of how I write things too. I'm just like, yay, shit works. No, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yep. You're not my real dad.
Obviously, she's not going to actually say that, but
No.
like that's what it's going to boil down to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of like, yeah, let me bring up my
your Sako method?
My Sako method. Now, the tricky part is I kind of cut and paste some explanations. So it's like a combination of like Hero's Journey and Snowflake Method and Cam Wyland and a whole bunch of, basically, if I could find, save the cat, if I found a story method, I worked it into this beat sheet.
Okay.
And I think it's in Nano Step. It is. And the last update I did to it was in 2016.
Okay.
So I will put a link to it in the thingy. Oh, actually, let me make a copy of this. And then we can actually like plug stuff into it. Make a copy, damn it.
Copy, damn you.
There we go. Make a copy. Boop. And then I think I have a folder for Book with BC. I do. Yep. Boop. Oh, I already had one in there that I already started plugging stuff into.
Okay. Did you send that? Hold on.
I don't know that I've sent it to you yet.
Nope, doesn't look like it.
Get link.
Like the whole folder.
The whole folder. It just has like a shortcut to your document that we're sharing.
Oh, okay.
And then this file. So
okay.
You can do this thing Can I make it so that you're an editor?
Probably.
Oh, it says this is shared with BC Brown Books. Well, I'm going to send it to you anyway.
Okay.
And let me know if you can't edit it for some reason. And while that happens, I'm going to grab some more drinky bits.
Yes. Go do the drinky bit thing. All right. Project Flambeau Sako Method 16. I'm loving her theme song as she do. Pretty sure she was just humming Faith. Pretty sure. Okay. So I don't know how well it can be seen on the screen. Whoa, that got real big. Why is it like being weird with open with and crap and yes, open with Google. So stupid. Sometimes so stupid computers. You know. Well, now I can't zoom in as much. Okay. All right. Step 1, characters. So we've got main character, Daisaku. Hey, Spence, good to see you too. Yes, I am really glad to be back in action. Really glad. So then we've got, so that's main character, and then we've got the mentor, who is Kyler. Oh, give me a break, will you? I don't want to take a tour.
Okay, what's going on?
Oh, my computer's just being stupid real quick. I was just scrolling through it and like, because I know it's hard to read on the screen because it's not zoomed in very much. So yeah, so the main
like Command Plus or Command
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I got a little bigger. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Hopefully that's a little easier for everybody to see.
Cool.
Yes.
So I have barely done anything to it.
Okay.
Kyler, 1 sentence,
Talent.
full summary, and I haven't done the 1 page or the nervous system or the 4 page. So we can either do that or we can just say screw it and start doing the outline.
I don't know. How do you feel?
If for no other reason, let's see, how much time do we have left? We have like 45 minutes, give or take.
Yes. Yes.
Hey,
Heather.
Oh,
hey, Steven.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm like hitting all the different tabs.
Yeah, it's like click, 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 punch, punch, punch.
Who am I? What's going on here?
True. I think of that all the time. I'm always like, what am I doing?
All right, I'm gonna open this with Google Docs.
Okay. I'm just scrolling through and checking out your thing here, your document.
Cool. Now, I am someone who uses the document map religiously, and style sheets and all of that stuff in whatever program I'm using. Like, I got the habit in InDesign, and then I've been applying it to like anything that processes words. And so I like really big on like headers 1, 2, and 3, and then there's like a hierarchy to everything.
And I am not nearly that organized.
I am without those, like I don't know that I would be able to get through a 75,000 word document without having like bookmarks.
Okay, that makes sense.
I would go crazy. All right, so let's see. A Japanese American bounty hunter with magical powers investigates a power flare up in the area where a homeless man was burned to death in the blast. Daisaku learns that Justicia isn't an offendess at all, that she's a natural flambeau. That's his logic anyway. First case that Jerry and Daisaku work closely as partners together rather than around each other. Oh my god, human trafficking! Found Jerry's daughter enthralled. Oh my god, demons! Alright. So, that is Act 1, right?
Yeah.
Belial. Daisaku checks him out at the hospital before he's technically ready, attacked by... Yeah, I think this can totally be fleshed out. Alright, so... I'm gonna copy all of this. Oops, come on. And paste it under here. And expand. All right, so this should become... Oh, whoops. The one-page skeleton. Each sentence in your summary turns into a full paragraph. All but the last paragraph should end in a disaster. All right, so Japanese American bounty hunter with magical powers investigates a power flare up in the area. Japanese American bounty hunter. You know what? I think it's easier to do the outline. And sometimes I will do... Oh, I actually started doing it. The hook is... Daisaku is going through the bounties, finds a young Latina case.
Where are we at?
I just scrolled down into the outline, and apparently I already wrote the hook.
Ah, there we go. Okay, yeah.
Dramatic Latina, meeting with Kyler. Wow, how far did I go? Is this as far as I went? Yeah, this is as far as I went. Okay.
Well, you've got the inciting incident, the call to adventure, and that's it.
Yeah, so the refusal of the call, I think, is it that he refuses to take the case, or is it that he is convinced, finagling this is to make sure he gets the case, perhaps through getting justicial. Jerry will feel that justice has been served regarding her own daughter. Okay, so
so I don't know.
What's the part that he's refusing? Is he...
Well, that's the problem, is that Daisaku really doesn't refuse anything. It's Justicia that refuses.
Indeed. Justicia... So Justicia needs to be approached by these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is approached by Daisaku and possibly Jerry, or like Jerry and...
No, because
they're not working together yet, right? At this stage of the game,
they're not really working together until the hospital.
Right. Okay. Justicia is approached by Daisaku, and she is resistant. How crafty is she? Is she gonna like basically draw circles around him, or like is she just like, I don't know, just leave me alone, I don't know.
I don't know. I think she's wigged out enough by the fact that like she killed a dude and everything that's going on that she's gonna want to get some information out of him. But
so she's gonna so here's the thing. She is being tried for murder. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but she's a minor, so they're not going to try her as an adult.
No, yeah.
So Justicia is possibly in juvenile detention and is approached by Daisaku. It's not so much that she's resistant. It's more that she wants to know what he knows, and he wants to know what she knows.
Yeah, she's suspicious of him, and
she's suspicious. And he's going to be the same, because at this juncture, he thinks that she is a Nefandis.
Yeah. Or no, at this junction, he thinks she's enthralled.
Enthralled, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So she's suspicious of him because this is some type of an authority figure, works with the cops, etc., and he's suspicious of her because she's, possibly demon enthralled, and they just gotta.
I'm remembering how freaking awesome this story is. So they're suspicious of each other. So both are being cryptic and somewhat tight-lipped. So it's like intel is being told, and at this juncture, it's from Daisaku's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes kind of like a combat of wills. A conflict of wills. Who is smarter, or who knows more?
Yeah. Who's going to break first?
Who's going to break first?
So right now, it's just a matter of who's fucking more obstinate.
So their first meeting isn't great. So he's going to come at her accusatory at first, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's totally gonna think that she's sold her soul, and that she knows everything about the demonic world and what's going on with the whole magical world, because she would get that kind of information as a thrall.
Right. Right. But he got her juvenile case, so that he knows that she's been in and out of homes and stuff like that. So he will try to use her history as a foster child, bouncing from home to home against her. And then she becomes even more tight-lipped.
Oh yeah.
But she should figure out something about him that she could leverage. So they're both at an impasse.
So
either she's really good at reading people, or like I think her being like hyper aware of her surroundings is probably how she's made it as far as she has.
Yeah. Yeah, her hypervigilance. Um, yeah, as a way to protect herself and as a way to get out of situations or into other situations, being able to manipulate and maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So we
yeah,
got to figure out a flaw of his that he exhibits through like body language or like a stutter or some kind of
tick.
some kind of tick that he has. And she's like, oh, so this is a thing that I know about you. And I could totally tell that guard over there that you're a pedo. And
Yeah. Um,
or
hmm.
not a pedo, but you know, like
Yeah. Something that's going to gain her some type of leverage over him.
she would threaten to call the guard on him for harassing her. The timer for visiting hours is up, and the meeting is ended. He only walks away with the knowledge that she murdered that homeless guy, and B, she's really smart.
Mm-hmm.
Supernatural aid, I think either a ghost or maybe Kyler as the clairvoyant. So like Kyler can also like do automatic writing or like automatic speaking or something like that, like where ghosts can talk through him and or them. And at the police station with Jerry and Christopher, where they watched the footage of Justicia blowing up her top and the backpack exploding, killing the homeless man. So what's up with this? Some kind of supernatural aid. Is Kyler the supernatural aid?
I mean, Kyler would be the supernatural aid because he's the clairvoyant.
But he's got to help him. So we got to evolve the belief in the lie. So he believes just as strongly as he did at the beginning of the story, but on a subconscious level, he is beginning to fight against its foundation. So as a result, his belief in how he serves the lie begins to evolve. For example, he still believes money is power, but he now believes he can gain that money honestly instead of working as a con man. So the ghost of the how about the ghost of the homeless man? And the intel that he's trying to get from Kyler is what happened from the homeless man's point of view. Like how guilty is
she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the answer should be she's kind of not.
Yeah.
Like
trying to find out, was she angry when this happened, or instead in the case of reality where she was actually frightened.
Right. And even so, like the homeless man was probably drunk to the point where he went up like a Roman candle. So,
or you know, and maybe we could even establish a bit of Justicia's character here, we could establish, she had brought him dinner, kind of a thing. Like she had brought him something to eat that night or brought him a blanket or, actually bringing him a blanket would be an amazing idea because then he's all wrapped up in something while he's burning. So,
I like it. So that would be explained a little more in the video.
Well, I think the video is not going to show. It's just going to show her going up. It's like an ATM. It's like an ATM camera that just caught a small section of the building that she happened to be in front of when this happened. It's not going to catch her like in the alleyway down the side with the homeless man, like bringing him some leftovers and bringing him a blanket for the night or something. It's not going to catch that part, but that's what the homeless guy fills in was, yeah, she was in front of this building and she did explode kind of a thing. And that also caused, everything in her backpack to explode, et cetera, et cetera. But before that, she's this really generous person. I've seen her before. She brings me food from time to time.
That's the clairvoyant. What's the word I'm looking for? Siphon? No. Is host for the ghost of the homeless man. I want to name him Jasper.
That's fine. I like Jasper. Jasper the homeless man works.
Yeah, cool.
Although it's kind of close to Casper, and he is a ghost.
Okay. Then it should be something equally, like maybe Rufus. How's Rufus sound?
Yeah, Rufus works. And it's probably not even, I mean, it's not like it's going to be his real name or anything. Most homeless people have street names.
That's true.
So, yeah. So it could easily be Rufus or, something weird like that. But
Rufus the Toofus.
Yeah. Kind of something, it just, most people just choose their street name or it's given to them. So, so Chelsea, what we are doing, or we are in the process of writing a paranormal horror.
We are.
So that is what we are writing. And right now we're working on the actual beats.
And basically the way that I treat this sort of thing is each day is another chapter. And sometimes those days will get split up into different chapters, and because I'll cut and paste each of these things that we wrote up into its own sheet. And that's the sheet that I work on for Nano or whatever, when I'm actually writing the book.
Yeah. Like it'd be like, okay, I'm working on day 6. And this is what I'm working on this day for Nano. And I'm going to, write until I'm exhausted or until it exhausts itself or it wraps itself up, kind of a thing. Okay.
How do we want to handle the word count bit? Do we want to have it like you handle the beginning and I handle the end and we kind of work towards each other? Or do we do we do like you do one chapter, I do the next, and then so far, or one scene to the next scene to the next scene to the next scene?
Yeah, I'm thinking because
I've never worked on it like this before.
I know this is like y'all are figuring it out. We're figuring out how to collaboratively write this thing because neither one of us have done that before. So yeah, I'm thinking we should do it scene by scene and do the back and forth that way.
I think that's a great idea, and I'll be like, I'll handle this scene, and you handle the next scene, and
yeah. Or I mean, and if something pops up,
and then we'll weave them together somehow.
Yeah, and we can do some weaving. We're gonna have to do some stitch writing where we like stitch stuff together here and there. Where we're just like, okay, well, I wrote this scene and you wrote this scene, but there's clearly something missing in between it. So we're gonna have to figure out
Precisely.
yeah, what goes in between it and who's gonna write it, kind of a thing. But I think it's gonna be really quilty.
It is going to be quite quilty. I also tend to write out of order.
So do I. I mean,
Okay.
I can write chronologically. It's just I tend to skip around quite a bit.
I skip around a lot. A lot of times I will skip the first chapter and write that last.
I do tend to write the ending fairly early.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, like.
And then you kind of work towards it.
And then I kind of work towards it, and it when I start to deviate, then I can go back and reread the ending and be like, nope, I can't deviate, or oh, I'm gonna have to change the ending now because the deviation makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes. So yeah. And then so here
The ghost of the homeless man. Yeah, go for it.
I want to add in this interaction establishes. Oh wait, hold on. Why is it not writing? Oh, it's not going to let me. Hold on.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Woo. Hey. Woo.
Bye.
Hey. Now it's catching up. Establishes just to see his character outside of her physical proximity to the crime. As soon as it decides to catch up.
Yeah.
There we go. So I think that'll go for establishing her character, and then that will be good for us in the long run because we have to, since we're starting with Daisaku's point of view, it's going to be it's going to be a jar when we switch to Justicia's later.
Right.
And we need to get people sympathizing and connecting with her as quickly as possible.
Agreed.
So we got a couple of people that popped out. I'm sure Yaza is long gone, but I wanted to say thanks for showing up. Really appreciate it. Glad that I am back as well and that you could come and see. Heather is popping out as well. And and Melanie is still here. Alley Cat is still here despite working on homework. And Doll popped in. So good to see you, Doll.
Awesome.
Right. So yeah, I think that's important to be able to establish that. And that we can do it fairly quick. We can do it pretty early on in the story.
So at the police station with Jerry and Christopher, where they watch the video footage of Justicia blowing her top and her backpack exploding, killing the homeless man.
And burning down the building.
And burning down the building. Also, this is italicized when it shouldn't be. So the charge is more so destruction of public property and vandalism. She was like spray painting and stuff.
Yeah, because she's spray painting. She's got her backpack full of paints and everything, which is what helps things along a little bit. And probably because this building is probably like city owned anyway. But it's a place that people have been breaking into. Obviously, homeless have like been camping there and squatting there. So I'm sure that there's all sorts of extra flammable crap.
Absolutely.
Like in it. And that's, it's a good place for her to go and tag, which that's what she was doing as she was out tagging it.
But there was also a riot going on and she thought nobody was looking.
Yeah. So I know we were gonna place it like during. I don't know if necessarily place it during a riot, but during the instability, like during an actual protest, not necessarily when there was an actual riot happening, an actual looting happening,
not
but
like looting and stuff, but like people, pick with signs and
and it's
in the street saying
and it's tense. I mean, LAPD is out there and they're in riot gear waiting for, because that's what happens at every protest. If y'all have never been to a protest, by the way, especially in a major urban area, the police show up in riot gear. Like they arrive in riot gear. There are barricades out and they like form lines, and like you can't go past the barricade, and then there's like a little negative space, and then there's the line of like cops that are there just in like riot shields and full riot gear, and you're waiting for them to just shoot you with rubber bullets and sick the dogs on you and like shoot off tear gas any second, even though all you're doing is standing there holding a sign and you're not even screaming anything. Lots of people are screaming things, but
all right. Okay, so waiting for them to
they're just waiting for violence, which some people can say that they're there being prepared, which whatever. I know how I feel about I know how I feel, ACAB, but not everybody feels that way. And I say that with the utmost respect, ACAB, because I used to work 911 and I used to work with cops. So I know exactly how ACAB they are.
Yeah.
Because I get to see them when they're tired, when they're pissed off, when they're sad, when they're agitated, and when they think no one's looking.
Yeah. The people are being peaceful. Cops are edgy.
People are edgy.
People are edgy. Justicia acts like she thinks no one is looking at her.
Yeah, like she's gonna. So sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought. So the way I kind of have it in my brain is Justicia is, the 16-year-old, 15-year-old is what we made it, right? Yeah. This 15-year-old who's like heavy into tagging, into street art, into graffiti. She truly cares about the whole BLM movement and about the injustice and the broken law enforcement system and all of that stuff. And so she's going to go and tag a big tag. She's going to go into a big tag of like ACAB or BLM or, RBG Rocks or Dissent or, something, which, by the way, I was sad as fuck this weekend about RBG's passing. I don't know about everybody else, but rest in peace, my homegirl.
I have many thoughts and worries.
Yeah, lots of me too. But anyway, I had to give a shout out to a woman, a great person, just greatness right there. But yeah, so that's what I kind of picture is like Justicia's got it in her head that, she's been collecting all these paints and she's got this idea of what she wants on the public facing side of this building. And she's going to go out and it's going to take her all night to do, she's got her little mask ventilator on. She knows she's going to be there all night. Like,
yeah, I think that's
like
great.
Doing this thing. And, she knows this building because the street lights are kind of broken out around it. And, hence the homeless squatting there. And like, it's easy. She knows where to get over the fence at because she's been bringing Rufus some food and whatnot and bringing other people some stuff. And
yeah, she is prepared for a long night of art. I was thinking it was going to be an abandoned courthouse And which kind, like,
we
maybe not a courthouse, maybe some other kind of government building.
So coming from like urban government and working in urban government, there are very few buildings that aren't repurposed for storage that are actually like still viable somehow. So it could be an old office building, like the old Department of Education building that the department grew out of, kind of a thing. But it's definitely not going to be a courthouse.
Of the old office building now used for government storage.
Yeah. So a lot of buildings like that, like they're, rather than being owned by the city, they're owned by the state.
Right.
And then so they've got her on destruction of state property. So it's not quite as high as destruction as like federal property, which that would be a courthouse kind of a thing or something like that. But it would be destruction of state property, which is still technically at her age they could get her as a felony for. But they may not. That might be. Oh, actually, let's go back up a little bit. So up here with the whole them being suspicious of each other and trying to worm things out of each other and like going that far, he might actually get her to break down a little bit. Which would make
maybe this is how she finds out that she killed the homeless man.
Yeah,
that would shake her.
Yeah, that would shake her. Like, I mean,
I like where you're going with this. So
yeah, I'm trying to think through it because that would shake her enough. That maybe up till now she thought Rufus was able to get away from the building or something like that because she obviously knew he was there. She brought him a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe up till now she thought he'd gotten away because all they keep talking about is destruction of state property, and she could go. That could be a felony. All the crap that cops use to try and scare you into your confession. And stuff like that is, that could be a felony, and they're stretching things,
I'm thinking right after the explosion, the cops arrest her immediately because they're viewing that as violence. Like, oh my gosh, there was a bomb or something. They don't know exactly what happened.
And she's fleeing.
And she's fleeing. Well, is it that she's fleeing or that she's still there because she doesn't know what happened?
Oh, wait, that's right. Hold on. No, because we had her exploding. We had her going off because she gets caught.
She gets caught.
I mean, okay, so, here we go. So she gets caught. The cops got her. The cops have her at gunpoint. She's kind of she's got the hands. She's got her hands on the wall, kind of a thing. She's got her hands on the wall. Cops have her at gunpoint. Other protesters start filming, start shouting things at the cops. The cops are already on edge. Somebody says something about, I don't know, somebody says something to startle her. Maybe. Like somebody shouts something
or like I've seen videos of the please don't kill us, please don't kill us, please don't kill us. And then the cops move in anyway.
Yeah, hands up, don't shoot, and the cops just move in anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean all kinds of things like that have been like so yeah, somebody could even say something as innocuous as, like they're filming for the camera, they've got their phones out and they're filming the cops, and the cops are kind of edgy and they're edging a little bit, and whether one actually does it or not, like one of the bystanders can say, "Hey, why are you moving in on that girl? Hey, why are you, kind of a thing." And she startles because she thinks she's getting jumped now, kind of a thing.
So are they trying to, so are they, hey, why are they going after that girl? Or, hey, girl, watch out, they're coming for you.
Ooh, I kind of like the, "Hey girl, watch out, they're coming for you." Like one or two cops catch the shadow of her and they've moved in to investigate a little bit, and a couple of people start shouting, "Hey, the cops are coming for you."
And then she turns and there's already a fucking cop, like,
Yeah, there's like a cop like right there in his scary ass riot gear. She's a kid. She gets startled, and that's what happens. Okay.
She turns her head and is immediately faced with with one of the who startles the shit out of her, and she blows.
Yeah, like she was already edgy, she was already adrenaline, because tagging a building is a big deal. You got lots of adrenaline when you're doing it. So like shit like that, and she startles and she blows.
Great.
Okay, so that's what they saw.
She is immediately hold on. After the blast, she is immediately arrested, and the fire marshal is called. The fire is spreading.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they've got her on multiple buildings even, because they don't get because there is a protest going on. So getting a fire engine there,
right,
in the middle of these hordes of people, it can be extremely difficult.
Firemen can't get through the crowd.
Yeah, and let's face it, we are talking California right now. It is dry as shit. So
yeah,
it's already, everything's already on fire.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we got that going on, and so they immediately arrest her on destruction of property, on vandalism, destruction of property, probably resisting arrest. I mean, they're going to get her for that too.
Arrest.
They're going to call it that no matter what, because
they are unnecessarily rough with her. So she should have like wounds on her chin from like being forced to the ground. She should.
Yeah, she should. I mean, they've done things like dislocating shoulders, wrenching you into handcuffs. She could have bruises on her back from where they shove her to the ground and put a knee on her.
So this should be noted when he goes to meet her.
Mm-hmm. She could have cuff marks from where the cuffs were on too tight.
She has lacerations from the cuffs. She has bruising on her back.
Yeah, her chin is scuffed from where it was on the concrete.
Chin is scuffed.
Scuffed.
Uh,
Scruff is totally different. It's sexier.
yeah. Because of concrete. And her arm is in a sling while
because her shoulder was dislocated. Yeah. So that gives him a little bit of, she was clearly manhandled.
But she doesn't complain.
No, that would be the last thing this chick would do.
So he would know about her injuries before going in.
Oh yeah, they would have had to do, it would have been all in her report when she was booked. It's in her booking report. So it would have been there. Jerry definitely would have passed all of that on, that she was roughed up, that all of this stuff. So there is another inconsistency with her being a thrall. Because if she were a small inconsistency with her being a thrall,
right, she would be tough. She would be tougher.
She would be tougher. She wouldn't have been able to be beat up, kind of a thing. So there's a little inconsistency here, but so we were going to put that this is where she learns for the first time about Rufus's death.
Yes.
And
she is shook.
In the fire. She is shook as shit. So that's gonna give him another. Maybe she's not a.
Yes, absolutely.
Raw. So she doesn't have the strength. She wasn't able to fight him off. She's upset about the death of this homeless guy. So this is gonna be right here, the showing potential for the character to overcome the lie. This will be where he's getting little tidbits into. No, because where is it? Because here with the clairvoyance, this is just gonna solidify that, she's upset that the guy died. He sees that. She got roughed up. That's weird because as a thrall, none of that should really bother her too much. But then to get it from the actual horse's mouth, that this is a good person. She's just a kid that was tagging a building, which I don't give a shit what anybody says. Property is not important. I know it costs money. I know it costs money, and that causes an economic burden, and I know that we all have to pay for that in the end, but it's a fucking piece of stone or wood. Who cares?
So there has to be one more piece of information that he gets that finally tips him off that she is not enthralled.
So I think that's
because that's the plot point, right? Is
yes,
coming to the conclusion that she is actually probably a natural flambeau.
Yeah. So here at day 6, the crossing of the first threshold, where they're watching the video footage.
Yeah.
So this is where he sees how fucking surprised she is. If she were a thrall, there would be no surprise whatsoever on her face when flames shoot out of her hands. I don't know, encase her arms, wrap her being in flames, whatever. But he literally sees her face and
symbols would be in the blast radius if she were.
Oh yeah, that there would have to be
there would have to be other signs that she's
okay. So what if there okay, so what if we supernatural it? What if, in order for thralls to do certain things, of magnitude, they have to have components, just like any other working. Yeah, exactly, just like any other working. So they have to have some type of components. She clearly has nothing but spray paint. Like, so of something of that magnitude for her to be able to do, she's shocked as all hell when it happens. She's terrified when it happens because, I mean, if you catch on fire, you would be a little afraid, I think. I would be. And then, I mean, they watch this video footage and it's literally just her with cans of spray paint. There are no components whatsoever that she's using.
She's not using any components.
Yeah. So that tells him it has to be something inherent, like a flambeau ability, or it has to be something that is inherent to her, not given externally.
All right, so evidence. 1, she was terrified. 2, she was upset at death of Rufus. 3, Regents, no sign of symbols or regents at the site. So maybe he's on site at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, I would. So he's convinced it's her until he goes and sees her, until he talks with Kyler, the clairvoyant, gets the homeless routine. He's convinced that she's this thrall. Then he watches the video footage and he's like, okay, so this video footage is from an ATM camera. It's kind of grainy, it's kind of dark and hard to see. So maybe I just don't see her using any components. I don't see her using any symbols, but maybe they were there. So he goes and actually physically checks out the crime scene at this point, because now he's questioning. Right?
Up until this point, Sako has assumed she was a thrall, but with the evidence presented, he is beginning to question it.
Mm-hmm. And like the final nail in the coffin is him just going and checking out the crime scene.
Yes. He goes to the scene of the crime. Are they still crawling with cops? Is it roped off?
So it's day 7 at this point. It's going to be roped off, but Jerry could probably get him on the scene without any kind of a hassle.
Well, he's also technically a bounty hunter, so he would have.
Yeah. Yeah. So he should have enough cred, and we could even put it in where he has a casual chat with one of the cops or whatever, one of the firemen that are still there, like part of the fire marshal's team. I'm not entirely sure. By day 7.
Well, that's day 7 for us.
Well, that's true. That's day 7 for us. Yeah, that's true.
As far as story timeline, I'm not 100% sure how long it has passed. I think after we fill out all of this stuff, a timeline will be super helpful.
Yeah, because I'm thinking most of this would probably happen within the first 3 days.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he's going to go and talk to her within the first day.
Yeah.
Because one, the cops aren't going to keep it from her that somebody died in the fire for very long. They're going to use it as leverage as fast as fucking possible.
Right.
So yeah, so he's pretty much gonna be there. Like Jerry gets the case that morning and he's there by lunch.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing or whatever. So the scene would, the scene probably would still have they probably, I don't know. I might have to ask some cop friends.
Right.
I might still have I still might have a few people that would be able to tell me. I don't know. I got rid of that circus and those clowns a long time ago, but I still know a few people.
So it's still crawling with emergency personnel. He has a friendly chat with one of the cops on scene.
They just happen to know each other.
Cop leads him further into the
remains of the building.
Remains the building. Where he discovers that there are no signs of symbols or regents at the site. So Daisaku figures out at that point that Justicia isn't a Nefandis at all.
It would be Thrall.
It would be Thrall. Yeah, let's do that.
There we go. Symbols would be in the blast radius if she were, but that he's assuming natural flambeau because that's what he knows. You know what you know, kind of a thing. So, well, it looks like Devin showed up. Hey, Devin, good to see you. Hey, my daddy is here. You're welcome, Dad. Glad I could give you a bedtime story. Hey, Lloyd, good to see you.
Okay, so we are at the 1:30 mark.
We are, and I still have to do some things before the partner wakes up, and we get our whole half an hour window together before he has to go to work. And so, yeah, so I think we got really well into it. We definitely should spend next Monday working on more of these.
Like the 3 trials.
Yeah, I definitely think we should. We're just better bouncing ideas off of each other.
Yeah.
I think
it's so much. I feel like it's so much faster if we can actually team up and work on it simultaneously. So if you are up at like 5 a.m. and or 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever, I can be up as well. So our streams or just our conversations, if we work behind the scenes or whatever, like. Oh, Meadow, hi.
Hey, Meadow. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy our process. Our process is it's for me very similar to how I do it on my own, but it's much faster for sure. So much faster. And then we go, no, that doesn't make sense. Yes, that totally makes sense. Whereas usually that shit I don't catch until later.
Yeah, I think this is a good spot to pause in the outline. I'll probably over the week take what we've got and kind of like plug it in, just the lines, like cut and paste what we've got so far.
Yeah.
And then we can fill in the gaps and actually flesh out what the chapters look like.
Yeah, so yeah, I think so if you want to plug and play this week, then next Monday we can work on finishing the flesh because I should have a full 2 hours next Monday.
Great.
So we can work on finishing the flesh and then we can start. Then we can start with the rest of it.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. All right, my writing weirdos. So that is basically what we did today, which we did a whole lot of chatting and talking for a little while, and then we did mainly getting ourselves caught up. And I just really haven't talked to Sako in a month and a half, so I just wanted to be able to talk to my friend. So yeah, you guys have kind of seen what our process has been so far. Love it or hate it's how we are working this shit, because we have never done any of this stuff before, like working together, or working with anybody else. So that is pretty cool. So I am going to go ahead and let Sako do her outro.
Woo! Howdy, howlers! I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voight. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine these three things. I just released a book yesterday. It's called Hope's Chest. You can find it on Storyteller's Vault. Right now, it is the second best-selling book on Storyteller's Vault. So it should be super easy to find. Scope it out.
Yes. Everybody go and do that. Everybody should do that. And my writing weirdos, you know me, I am BC Brown, and this is my channel, BC Brown Books, where we get weird about words in the ways that only writers can. We write them or we talk about writing them. That's kind of what we do. That's how we get weird about words. So I am so happy to be back. Everybody basically knows who I am, and I give you all a little bit of an update that I will not be doing my regular live stream on Fridays for the time being, because I have a new schedule. I will be coming out with a new live stream time coming up sometime in the next couple of weeks, and also stay tuned for my regular videos and stuff. I will be getting back into doing that as well as soon as I figure out what this new job and all of that's going to do. But in the meantime, Sako and I will be doing Monday evenings, and we will be writing a book with each other and with you, because that's what we're doing. Basically, none of y'all are going to be surprised about this book when it comes out. You guys are going to be like, yep, knew that was coming. Yep, knew that was coming. Yep, knew that ending was coming.
I'm running into that with RK and Savvy as well. Like, there are no surprises. You know exactly what you're getting.
Exactly. There are zero surprises in this book.
They are getting so minute into their outline, like their chapter outlines, that the only thing it's missing is prose. Like, they are getting specific.
I am so far behind. I've got to get caught up, because I can't keep writing fanfic without, like, following what they've been doing, and I'm so far behind.
I'm kind of behind too. I've been playing them like in the background while I've been doing other stuff, so I haven't been paying like super close attention, but I have been kind of keeping up.
That's the only crappy thing about my hearing, is that I can't really just play stuff in the background, because I have to have the captions. I just miss. Well, I mean, I know there's noise going on. I know there's sound, but like making out any of it is ridiculous. And especially if I'm not paying attention. Yeah. I could make it out if I were paying attention. Could probably make out most of everything if I were paying attention, but that defeats the purpose. If I'm paying attention, I might as well just read the fucking captions. I mean, yeah. So that's kind of a crappy thing, but it's neither here nor there. All right, so yes, that is it for tonight. We will be back next Monday at 7:30 p.m. my time, Arizona time, or 10:30 p.m., which is normal Eastern Standard Time, daylight time, whatever the hell time it is. Because I think we fall back soon, don't we? Like, yeah. Isn't it coming up in like a month?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know, because we don't change in Phoenix, so we don't change in Arizona. We're special. All right, so that is what I have for everyone tonight. All that regular stuff, you can find me at BC Brown Books on all of my socials. You should totally go check out Sako's channel. She's got lots of fun stuff, witchy stuff, graphic design stuff, writing stuff, a little bit of everything. So you should do all of that and come and spend time with us next Monday when we write more of this shit, because we will. All right, not everybody.